Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Frog Boy in the building with Mr. Josh Appel and the lovely Brittany Rodriguez. We are bringing you all things South Florida sports. We're going to do our best to make sure we cover everything in this abbreviated 2-hour edition. And then you're actually going to get more of Appel. Appel, you're on with Solana next, right?
Yeah, from 2 to 4. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to the listeners to decide. But either way, they're stuck with me in some capacity until 4 o'clock today.
4 hours of Appel. That's a treat.
I don't wish that up on anybody.
Listen, that's a Black Friday steal, if you ask me. Let's give you 15 minutes of heat here, and these 15 minutes of heat are brought to you by your Southern Lexus dealers. The Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models for a limited time. Learn more at lexus.com. Your Miami Heat, fresh off of a victory against the Milwaukee Bucks, led by 29 points from Mr. Boy Wonder himself, have 6 victories in a row. They are attempting to get number 7, and that is tomorrow against the Detroit Pistons. Brittany, are you producing that game?
But of course I am.
Is that like a dumb question at this point?
It really is. You can just assume, automatically assume if there's a Heat game that I will be producing it. Yes.
Lovely. Well, the Pistons are 15-3, 9-1 in their last 10, and they're currently first place with the Heat in third. Detroit's been doing well. They got a top 10 defense, offense, and net rating, which I don't even know what the hell that is. You know what? I bet Appel does. Appel, what is a net rating in basketball?
Don't ask me that.
Oh, come on. Cade Cunningham's been doing this thing.
I got it.
All right.
It's basically the difference between a team's offensive rating per 100 possessions and their defensive rating per 100 possessions.
Thank you, Google Gemini.
Yep.
That's great because there's a bunch of fake stats that come out that always piss me off. It's like, this is the first guy on a Monday with a banana in his pocket.
Yeah, I took a sports statistics class in college. It was just the most annoying thing I've ever experienced. Yeah. They were just making things up. I was like, this is stupid. I don't know what we're doing.
I'm interested in the data because I think there is something to be said from it. But baseball obviously has the most of any sport, and there's like VORP.
Yes.
And look, WAR is like the popular one.
Yes,
is very good. Weighted runs created plus is great, but then we start getting into some of these pitcher ones,
and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It was very baseball centric, statistics, and it was just like, I'm like, what? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. No, those are usually the ones that you use because they benefit an argument that you're saying, and then you never repeat them. But
I just let the smart people tell me what the good numbers are and what the bad numbers are. If the smart people tell me it's good, I agree.
I got some good numbers for you, actually.
Ooh, okay.
These are the ones that totally make sense. So I am going to give you statistics after just bashing statistics. But these are normal statistics, and they are of none other than Duncan Robinson.
Revenge
that
game.
Is the revenge game opportunity. Is his first time that he's going to have a chance to show the Miami Heat, kind of flex on that X. He's averaging a career high in minutes at around 32 minutes a game, so he's an important part to their lineup. He's not at the short leash that he had sometimes with Spo over here. He's averaging, though, about 12.5 a game, which is more or less what he averaged during his tenure here, but it is the highest that he's averaged since his 2020 season, when he was also utilized a lot. So, I can't say he's necessarily grown from there, but he is 41% from 3, which again is highest total since the 2020 season. But I have some other numbers from the person who we acquired, who I think has been an amazing replacement. And I'm already working on my song, Simone, when no one is. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I got to save that. I just gave you a little preview. Everyone calm down. But anyway, I'm talking about none other than Simone Fontecchio. I would say another Black Friday deal there in that he's averaging about 10 a game. And that's under 20 minutes, around 18 minutes, and he's shooting 39% from three. So, of that exchange, Appel, would you say the Detroit Pistons or the Miami Heat won that exchange?
I think from the standpoint of giving the Heat a little more flexibility financially, the Heat are probably happy in that spot. But like Duncan Robinson is a guy that for me, I'll always root for. So if he has success in Detroit, that's awesome. And if he's doing that at the same time that the Heat are playing like they are now, and they're getting this kind of production out of guys like Fontecchio, great. It works out for everybody. But I think from a purely financial standpoint, the Heat are probably happy with how things turned out.
Yeah, I mean, I am. I mean, I know you heard that song. That rendition was amazing. Wow, it's Simone, because it's like
you have a beautiful voice.
Name. I do what I can. I have been called the songbird of my generation, but it was by me who said it. So, we're going to watch this game closely for a couple things, a couple storylines to watch. Is can Nico find his way back into the lineup? I think it was a healthy scratch last game, where just didn't really get any minutes.
He's got that hip thing, right? The hip impingement.
Yeah.
He was a healthy scratch, though. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if he can work his way back into the lineup.
It's crazy how deep this team is, though.
It really is. Yeah, why do we even need Drew Smith, right? Is that what you're saying? Because that's how I feel personally. I have the beef against you.
Did you not see his steal the other night?
Oh, yeah. It was so great. His one steal. It was so
He's always in the positives and the plus minus. Come on.
Yeah, he's actually hit a career high in games after 4 years. He's up to 19 games this season. So congratulations to him. He's hit a career high in that sense. God bless him. Anywho, the Pistons are going to be a little upset as they're coming off loss to the Celtics that saw Cade Cunningham miss a crucial free throw late. So it should be a good measuring stick game for the Miami Heat. I know they're going to get the best from the Detroit Pistons. And I mean, the Heat have been competitive in every game this year. So I got it being I think Brittany laughed for a second. She may know something that I don't. So
Oh no, yeah. I mean, maybe I do, but I don't know that we're gonna get the best from the Detroit Pistons tomorrow because they play tonight for
back to back
chances.
Ooh,
and for their cup chances. They have to win. They have to beat the Magic tonight. So I'm not sure that we're gonna get them at their best because they're coming off a back-to-back, especially for a you want to put quotations around meaningful November basketball with the NBA Cup.
Yeah. See, they tricked us. They've tricked us with that damn cup. We're saying meaningful November basketball.
Exactly.
It's crazy to me that the Heat have played as well as they have in the NBA Cup and yet still might not advance in the NBA Cup.
Shocking, right? We only lost one game and it's like we're waiting. We have to watch I don't
Milwaukee's
even know.
Got to beat the Knicks, right?
Milwaukee has to beat the Knicks.
Yeah.
And I think the Pistons, it's a whole thing that I trying to keep up with the Hurricanes getting into the ACC championship. I can't do all these odds, especially not for the NBA Cup. It's too much. I can't even keep my Hurricanes straight. So it's a whole mess. But I believe Milwaukee does have to beat the Knicks in order for us to get into the NBA Cup. And then if not, I think we're out.
Yeah, which is bizarre because we're the third best team.
One game.
So strange.
Crazy.
But again, they've tricked us, and now we care to even figure that out. I think even
good point. It is a good point.
A year ago, I was like, "Oh, look, the jerseys. Oh, the court's cool." And now I'm like, "Well, based off of my assumptions, if this team has to beat this team," and so they've done. It's been a slow progress, but they've made it. They've done it. They've tricked us all. But again, that was 15 minutes of Heat. When we come back, we're gonna take a break from all this sports talk to wish a couple celebrities a happy birthday and determine what day we're supposed to be celebrating. Yes, we know it's Black Friday, but every day has a national day. So we're going to go ahead and dig deep into that for no apparent reason because it is a Frog Boy Friday here on the Tobin and Leroy show. But stick around because after that, Josh Appel is going to be kind enough to explain all things soccer related with Inter Miami. Big game this weekend as well. We got a big game for the Canes. We got Probably not a big game for the Dolphins, but hey, at least they're playing this week.
Hey, every game's a big game. They were back. You didn't see the graphics all day yesterday. They're in the hunt.
We're in the hunt. We are in the hunt, baby. I will explain all that is needed, and I will also introduce you, Mr. Pell, to a segment here that I have developed called a top 5 double dip. You're familiar with any top 5 list. Mine is a top 5 list that combines 2 elements. Now, this specific time, we are going to discuss the top 5 members that were both Dolphins and Saints. That, start racking your brain at who's going to make that list. It's a longer list than you think. So anyway, I say all that to say, stick around. We got much more on the Tobin and Leroy Show.
Listen to WQAM on FM 104.3 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wow, that was so easy.
All of our shows are there live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
Say my name, say my name.
You see how it just works? Simone, Simone. It's gonna be a hit. I promise it's gonna be a hit. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. You got Frog Boy here, you got Brittany here, you got Appel here. That's right. Our boy Josh Appel has joined us. You got 4 hours of Appel today on a Black Friday. And it is not only a Black Friday. Time now for us to play Day to Day. It is a few celebrities who'd like to say happy birthday to. Did you know today Trey Songz celebrates a birthday? Trey Songz, Josh, familiar with Trey Songz' work?
I know of Trey Songz. Can't say he's in the regular rotation of the playlist.
Last time I heard or could remember hearing a Trey Songz. Yeah, I would say definitely not in the rotation. I'm aware of who he is. 41 today. I thought he'd be a little bit older.
Am I making up that he's in some sort of legal trouble?
You know what? Based off of what I know about singers, I wouldn't be surprised. But it's nothing that I can say off the top of my head.
He's someone who, like, I'm looking up some of his more famous songs.
Yeah,
he's one for me that I'm like, oh, okay, that's Trey Songz. Got it. Yeah. He's one of those for me.
Some hits.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's horny though.
Very.
Yes, very.
Very horny.
I think that's part of why he ended up in some.
Yes, I do. I do see a lot of different things here, unfortunately. I know a lot of times, there are two sides to every story. So, whatever. But I just remember him being horny. Now Leroy said if a person has passed, I'm not allowed to wish them happy birthday. Are those the rules? I'm not sure if those are the rules.
I don't think those are the rules.
Cool.
No.
Anna Nicole Smith then.
R.I.P.
Smith, R.I.P. Now, this will probably be one of the lighter days, so that's why I'm even mentioning this person. But any chance any of you lovely people watch True Blood?
No.
All right, so then this name won't even matter because I didn't even know this actor's name. I would just be like that guy from True Blood. But other than that, the birthday list runs thin as we ended off with these last couple names. Jon Stewart.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. How old do you think Jon Stewart is?
John's got to be 57.
Okay, Brittany, you know who Jon Stewart is.
I think so.
Wow, this hurts my soul. But I get
wait, no, I think so. Like, it's the guy who did the Comedy Central news show? Is that him?
Yes.
Hey,
yeah.
okay.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, can you give me a guess as far as his age?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with he's older than that. I think he's gonna be like 62.
Okay, 63.
Wow,
Ooh.
he looks phenomenal for 63.
Yeah, he does. He does.
The gray beard and the gray hair works for him.
I think if he started early, which I'm like looking at a picture of him younger and the grays were already coming in, which is kind of what I'm doing. Right? I don't want to say that I stole Jon Stewart's style, but I can look like a Temu Jon Stewart or like a Temu George Clooney. That's pretty good. But yeah, I think definitely for 63 he looks good. Chameleonaire. How about that one? Riding dirty today. How old do you think Chameleonaire is?
44.
All right.
I think you're going young there. I'm gonna go with like 52.
Oh, okay, solid. 46 though. 46 on this one.
Bang.
Yeah. Bang. There he goes. There he goes. And as far as like anyone, I'm sure there's like, a couple names that I don't know who No, because it just says race car driver. I was going to say this person's name because it said race car driver, but
Who is it?
it's not F1, so I didn't know if that would be.
I'm a NASCAR guy. I'm a
Oh,
gearhead.
are you?
Let me hear it.
That's what they say. Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott. Yeah, of course, former champ.
Oh, he's former champ. 30, young former
He's
champ.
only 30.
Yeah. Oh, he began his career in 2013. So
He's been around. That's what I'm saying. He's been around for a while.
Well, these race car drivers are usually start young.
Yeah.
Wow.
His dad was a legend too.
I'm only here for F1 though. Sorry.
Oh wow. Is there beef? Is there beef between the two? I'm not sure.
I feel like there is.
Oh, there is. Okay. All right.
Paul, would you agree?
Right.
You could like both, but I feel like if you're a really hardcore NASCAR fan, you don't like F1.
I mean, look,
vice versa.
F1, the whole spectacle is cool.
I think
the races.
Use your words lightly.
Here goes.
I'm a Drive to Survive guy. My dad loves the sport in general. He loved it before the show, but I started getting into it, obviously, like everybody else here with the Netflix show. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
I think
lacks the drama. I feel like sometimes that NASCAR has.
Yeah, I do agree, but they're rich kids.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, so are the NASCAR guys. All those guys come up because their parents sponsor them and stuff like it.
Yeah.
Well, let me be honest, guys.
And I love left turns.
I was gonna say they both suck.
Clearly, you love left turns. I like left and right turns. That's why.
A lot of zoom, but definitely never worthy of my TV. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even like as a kid, when these things would come on, I'd be like, "Well, I guess I'm going outside then."
Listen, the race.
Yeah,
we're down to the last 2 races in F1, and things are very interesting. It's gonna be to the end, so I'm excited.
Vroom, vroom, zoom, zoom.
No, it's not vroom, vroom, zoom, zoom.
All right.
Push. We push in F1.
Hey, there you go. Push. That's a good one. It's a good
let's see. Today, November 28th, we got a couple national holidays to celebrate. You guys may be a little bit late on this one. It is National French Toast Day. So, not sure if you guys were able to catch that this morning. National Maize Day. And that's corn that I'm discussing.
Out on mazes.
Okay. That's fair. Why? Can I get should I ask a follow-up? Do you have a traumatic experience? I don't want to bring back anything.
The Harry Potter movie, I believe it's Goblet of Fire, right? Where they got to go into the maze and one of them dies. Spoiler alert. Out. What? Scarred me.
That's it, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Now, today, as you know, is Black Friday, but it is also Buy Nothing Day, apparently. Did you know that?
I feel like that's someone just trying to be cutesy.
Hey, it's on the National Day calendar. Nothing I can do. But speaking of Black Friday, and this is not an advertisement at all. This is more of me just wanting to play Price is Right because that's just always a fun thing to do. But with these Black Friday deals, if I were to just go to like a random website of a technology place that we all know that rhymes with Nest Try, how much do you guys think a 65-inch TV is going for right now as a Black Friday deal?
$299.
$299. Brittany?
I'm gonna go with like $250.
$229. Hey, listen, Black Friday is at the very least, because I don't think it has that chaos that it used to, where like people were like, remember when people used to like camp outside?
It used to be a proper country. It used
to be, right? It used to be like, do I go to this family? Do I go to this in-law, or do I just camp outside?
Marcos, what's like an 85-inch TV going for?
Ooh, an 80. Is that what you're in the market for?
Because here's my take. If I'm gonna drop $230 on a 65-inch TV, I might as well see what's a 75-incher gonna cost me, or an 85-incher.
Okay. So I got the same brand. We got an 85-incher. Listen, you're talking dirty to me right now. what are you willing to spend for this bad boy, or what do you think it is? How about that?
So if the 65 is 229,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say the 75 will be 329, and then the 85 will be somewhere around 500.
that's hot.
It's a big jump.
That is a big jump. That is, but you know what? Sometimes the inches really like the difference between a 70 and a 75 is like 5 inches, but those 5 inches somehow turn into $80, and it's like, how does this even happen? I don't understand how this happened. But he's saying $500. Brittany, what do you think? Black Friday, 85-incher. What's going on?
So you said his 64-inch was 229. Is that right? That's what you said?
65.
65, yeah.
65.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 375.
That was adorable. It is $499.
Boom.
You were so right. You're looking at it.
Are we giving me credit for 500 on a 499?
I'm giving you credit for that one.
No, I'm giving you credit.
That's pretty good. Yeah. We're not
I
gonna
don't
say
really
like,
know the pricing of TV.
he went over. I know
Never had to buy
specifically from looking as of recent because I've gone to like other people's houses and I get jealous. But yeah, $500 for 85-inches. Not bad actually. I don't know what.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm gonna drop a few $100s, like I might as well,
That's hey, what are we like an 85? What are we? I'm looking at my wall now. Like you're talking. See, this is bad news. This is how I got it. I got here in the first place. I never imagined an 85. I was happy with a 70. Now you introduce this world to me, and I don't like it.
You're welcome.
Hopefully, my wife isn't listening. With that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we got your latest headlines and action-packed weekend ahead. Stay tuned to the Tobin and Leroy Show here on 104.3 WQAM.
champions. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat. Home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes. And Miami Hurricanes basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Kane is in the building.
Miss Mr. Steal Your Girl.
That's right. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. No, it is not Mr. Steal Your Girl. It is Frog Boy, Josh Chappelle. Two very stand-up, respectable gentlemen.
Always.
Of course, joined by our lovely producer, the wise beyond her years, Brittany Rodriguez. It is a Black Friday edition of the Tobin and Leroy show. Tobin and Leroy will return next week. In the meantime, we are holding things down after a Thanksgiving Thursday. There is a trend on Thanksgiving that is growing that I am in love with.
What is it?
So much so, my family has adopted it. And that is Thanksgiving Day pranks. Now, usually the victim of these pranks is a newly committed member of the family, like a fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend. Those are usually the victims, and they happen in various ways, including one that my family has adopted. I just saw one that was a family convinced one of the members' fiance, a nice young lady, that they were hardcore dedicated to running. And on Thanksgiving morning every year ran a 10K at the break of dawn. So it was matching t-shirts. They had a baby in a matching like onesie. And it wasn't until they were taking a picture together in front of the home as the sun rose over the horizon that they revealed, we're joking. This is a prank. Let's go back and have some breakfast. And, you know, she was so relieved that she cried. That one is great. The one that my family does is something we adopted about 2 years ago, but not kind of like the cat's out the bag because no one can keep their mouth shut in my family. But what we did is we told everyone except for a member of the family, a new fiance, that when we do the prayer, we gobble. Every one of us were to gobble. We all go like to the best of our ability, and try your best not to laugh. So we did our normal prayer, and after we did that, one of us was scheduled to say essentially, time now for our ceremonial gobble, and have everyone, and it was about 20 of us, gobble and just kind of try not to laugh and see how this person will respond. Because imagine you're getting to meet this person's family and they're all gobbling around the table for Thanksgiving. That is definitely a means of, I got to get the hell out of here. But pranks like that are absolutely, harmless for the most part, seem to be trending. And I would love for that to be a tradition that continues to involve a prank.
I was scrolling through the old TikTok yesterday.
The old TikTok.
And I came across a family who had the son's girlfriend at their Thanksgiving for the first time. And they had convinced her that they do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, yes.
Every time on Thanksgiving before they start eating. So they all stand up and one guy's holding a flag. And she's just, the camera pans over to her and she's just like looking both ways, side-eyeing the boyfriend. It was hilarious. And my wife and I are expecting it, and I can't wait to do this when my son's a teenager and we have the family Thanksgiving, because this is right up our alley. We're going to do some dumb crap like that, and it's going to be great.
For sure. I mean, look, I would like to think, and this is me just, using a blanket statement or just assuming that for some reason I feel like if Josh, you and I were put in that situation, we would kind of roll with the punches and then later on be like, well, that was weird. But then just be
I'd
able
lean
to
into it for sure.
Now, Brittany, if you were in that situation and you go to a guy's house for the first time and you're meeting his family and you are either they're gobbling or they're doing the pledge or something like that, how likely are you to lean into that?
I love a bit. I'm here for a bit. So
Oh,
I would
see.
lean into it
Yeah.
for sure.
What about
But
the pledge though? The pledge seems serious.
the pledge does seem serious, but like I would do it. And I think I would the thing is like I think I would know it's a joke. So I would lean into it like extremely. I would commit to the bit for real and make them all uncomfortable that they tried to prank me because I would
So
know.
you'd like double blind it?
Oh yeah, I would double down. I'd be like, I
Yeah.
would come like prepared. I'd be like, give me an American flag, give me a bandana. Like I'm gonna go all out. I commit to a bit for sure. I'm not somebody who like is like easily embarrassed.
Now, if this was thrown upon you, though, you had no idea that something like this was going to happen, and all of a sudden it just wow, save that for the montage.
Yeah.
If there was just something that was thrown upon you this way, like you think off the cuff, you just go with it. I
For
think
sure.
they start doing the pledge. Like I'd be like, okay, like I love America, I really do. But like I would definitely look around for quite some time for someone to break. And then once, let's say they all don't break, like at a certain point, then I would have to join in and just be like, okay, yeah. And
Here we go.
which just stands for one nation.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
just like looking around, but I don't know.
No, and then I would think, and then like that would be it for me. I'd be like, you know what, this is the family for me. Because anybody
This is
who's willing to like go through that and be actually funny, like I'm down for it.
Yeah. The
Now you give
gobbles.
me an idea. If I ever bring home a guy for Thanksgiving in the near future, I'm definitely gonna make my family do some sort of prank.
For sure. Hey, listen, the gobble is a good option.
The gobble's great. The gobble's really good. I like that one a lot.
The problem is like the more people we have, the more opportunities there are that someone's gonna break, and they're gonna know. But if you can hit the gobble and not laugh, that's classic.
I think it'd be so. Yeah, I'm here for it. Hopefully, my future boyfriend isn't listening.
Let's go ahead and get you some headlines. They're brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or at DoralVolkswagen.com. We talked about the Heat. We talked about the Miami Dolphins briefly. We will talk about them a little bit more in the show, but we do have a pretty important game that it would be a shame if I didn't tap into the expert knowledge.
Flames Panthers?
Of course. Hey, listen, we're going to get into both of those for sure. But I do want to ask you about something that I have a little less information on, and that is of our boys, Inter Miami. This weekend, they got a pretty big game, if I'm not mistaken. I think against New York City FC, 6 p.m., I think is... I'm trying to find the time now. I probably should have Googled this. For a person who is what one would consider a casual, how important is this game? What are your expectations for this game? And how long until Messi is holding a trophy above his head?
Well, I mean, it is very important. It's the conference final, and they get to host it thanks to NYCFC pulling off an upset in their quarterfinal game last weekend. So big for Inter Miami. They'll be at home. If they win, they're also guaranteed to host the MLS Cup final. It'll be against either Vancouver or San Diego, who have both had excellent seasons. Vancouver just beat LA in one of the most exciting finishes that I've seen in recent memory in MLS. They went to extra time, went to penalties. Vancouver was down a man for the majority of that added time.
Cool.
NYCFC, tough out, but Miami's going to have them at home. Inter Miami is very good at home, and this feels like the best chance for Messi to win an MLS Cup title with Inter Miami. He signed to open the stadium next year. Who knows what happens after that? Who knows what the roster is going to look like? when they open up that stadium next season. This is their best opportunity. And I've talked about this with Solana. I've talked about this with Whitty and other folks who cover the league. It would be such a major disappointment and honestly like a failure of the project. I know financially they've been doing very well. It's impossible not to. Much like LeBron, Messi is his own economy, and he's been here for multiple seasons. You're going to profit off of that. And look, they're building a new stadium. They're opening a new stadium, and they're only going to expand on it. So from that sense, it's been a success. Even getting him here is a success. But you cannot go the entire tenure of having the best soccer player ever playing for you without winning a title. And it would be a massive disappointment. And from an on-field standpoint, the project would be an abject failure if they cannot close this out and bring home an MLS Cup. NYCFC is a good team. They've given Inter Miami trouble. So it's not going to be an easy match, but playing at home certainly plays in Inter Miami's favor.
Wow. You put stakes on that game that I had no clue. Now, hey, this is
game for your life.
Honestly, this is before I was like, whatever. Because I'm not a pessimist when it comes to Messi. I just much like my feelings of Taylor Swift or iPhone users. It's never the product itself that's my issue. It's the people who are reacting to it that I'm usually like, okay, calm down. So that's my issue with this Messi thing. Yes, he's great. Yes, Taylor Swift is great. Yes, iPhones are cool. But iPhone people, Taylor Swift fans, and Messi fans all have one thing in common. I don't know it.
You know, it's funny. I texted you this week to say, hey, looking forward to working with you. Yeah. And I started to type the message, and your text bubbles were green. Yes. And I'm like, oh, this just might be the iPhone taking a minute to adjust. So I X'd out of it, and then I re-clicked it, and it stayed green. And I sent the text. I cannot believe you're an Android guy.
You know what?
You ruin group texts.
I can't believe you're an iPhone guy. You seem like a forward thinker of some sort. Please. And for you to be one of the blue basics is a shocker, to be honest. I've expected better.
You ruin group chats. I don't care how much better the phone is that you claim to be better than the iPhone. The majority of people have an iPhone. Yeah. If you want to be in group text, get an iPhone.
But do you know that's ridiculous. Your fault, though? That's like your guy's fault. Who's purposely doing this?
Because now, like the Android people, they try and be all holier than thou. You plebes, you have the iPhone. You followers, you sheeple. You sheeple. I'm a lion. I have green text. I have a phone that turns into a phone into a book that nobody who needs that?
Yeah, these are my morning affirmations that you're saying right now.
People like you are far more annoying than anyone who uses an iPhone.
I'm in a group text with an Android user.
Yeah.
And we have to use WhatsApp because 4 of the 5 of us have an iPhone, and we tried to do a regular group text, and then the messages started coming out of order. You can't do emojis. You can't do it. It was too much.
It ruins everything.
And so we went over to WhatsApp, and nobody wants to use WhatsApp. That's all because this guy has an Android.
I get it. You guys want to use your cute little pictures and your cute little thumbs uppies, and you just want to be like, I like you. That
stickers. You would love stickers, Marco. Stickers are the
love a sticker.
I love a sticker, and you're missing out on great comedic material because you don't have an iPhone.
You will never know the pleasure of getting 4 or more ha-has on a text in a group text. You won't.
Sure.
I mean, not from you guys. We have our own Android to Android thing. There's like a
but nobody
else. There's very few other Android users that I'm sure you're in a group text with.
Do you know, on a global basis, there's more Android users than iPhone users? It's only the pretentious Americans, of course, that think this is the number 1 phone in the world. But us globally knowledgeable about
doesn't that make you more of a sheep? Doesn't that make you more of a sheep?
Why? Because more people are using it.
Yeah, more people have Androids. Isn't that what you're saying? That is makes us pretentious. Is that we think that we're so much better? We're sheep and we follow the herd.
No,
if there's more Android users in the world,
no, because
then actually you're the sheep, not us.
you're not the sheep because you're the majority. You're the sheep because you follow and you do these things like, oh, you're switching the charger. Sure, I'll buy a new charger. Oh, you no longer can plug your phone into. Sure, I'll just buy a tail for my phone. Oh, you guys are you're updating just the color of the phone now, and now I'm charging. Now my phone is obsolete. These are your decisions. Your leadership has led you down this path.
By the way, I now have a charger that can charge my phone, my iPad, and my laptop. They all have the same connection.
Correct.
So,
And
quite
that
frankly,
is
it's a massive improvement.
that is what, a Type C, correct?
Who knows? USB-C. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You know who had that a long time ago.
No one cares.
Welcome to the game. See, and that's the problem with the blue people. When the facts are thrown, they're like, "Yeah, but no emojis," and I'm like, "Okay,
Only when it
sure,
benefits me.
that's fair. Look, that's fair." I, being a forward thinker, also know that if I were on the dating scene, which I am not, and a woman has a green phone, I know she's different. She has a blue phone, she's gonna break my heart.
No, if a guy if I meet somebody and they give me their number and I text them and it's green, we're not going on a date.
I
It's
bet
different.
you that's got to be number 1 or number 2 ick.
Yeah.
Green
Yep,
text.
it is. It is 1000%.
But I don't
I
want
will
a
not go on a
person
date with you.
whose ick is, or like who's gonna make a decision on me based on the color of my text. Because back when I used to, let me not go down this path. But I believe can be defined by the color of your text. Hey, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me, guys.
The content of your character instead.
Maybe that's just me. I wish for a better, safer America.
Were these our headlines, by the way?
I think I said at some point I said headlines. You said soccer stuff. That's great, dude. That is that's a whole segment, or that's a whole hour's worth of sports right there. But we will give you guys 15 minutes of game day uncensored when we come back and break down the Miami Dolphins against the New Orleans Saints. It is a battle of some of the best teams in the league. Ooh, ferocious matchup between these two. We got that and much more when we come back.
Football Friday on FM 1043 WQAM. Time to get ready for the weekend football action.
Football Friday on WQAM is sponsored by Chevy. It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to see why Chevy is America's most dependable lineup of trucks. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
They sing for the best. My reputation's never been worse.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Appel, you were feeling that.
Yeah, I mean, this has been some great producing from Brittany as
Yeah.
far as picking the music, because
Sure.
you were out here dogging us iPhoners as being on the same level of what's the word I'm looking for? But you were calling us sheeple because we like the iPhone and we use the iPhone. You were doing the thing with Taylor Swift, you comparing us to those fans, and so that's a good job by Brittany. And my wife's a big Swiftie, so yeah, I was jamming a little out to it. What do you want from me?
No. I mean, look, it was completely understandable that you guys would take offense to this because you're basic people. But welcome back to Green Bubble and Friends. We're gonna give you 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored, which is brought to you by our friends at Southern Lexus Dealers, the Lexus December to Remember sales events. Get offers on select models for a limited time. You can learn more at lexus.com. The Miami Dolphins are set to face off against the New Orleans Saints this weekend. We have a 1 p.m. kickoff. It's a Fox broadcast. I told you prior to this that I was going to give you a top 5 double dip of the top 5 members of both the Saints and the Miami Dolphins. Did you have an opportunity to rack up a few names in your brain since I mentioned that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my honorable mentions here, and you let me know if any of these names came up. Honorable mentions: Kenny Stills, Teddy Bridgewater, Kiko Alonso, Jarvis Landry.
I always forget about the Landry Saints era.
Right? Very, very short time lived. Just one season, 2022. This is one that was special to me. Ted Ginn Jr. I was a huge Ted Ginn fan for absolutely no reason other than he got me victories in college football 2006. So that's the only reason.
He had the 2 really good games against the Jets. He had the kickoff return and the game that they up in the Meadowlands, the 2 kick return game for touchdowns, and then he had the Monday night game down here in the orange jersey where he beat Darrelle Revis and Henny Revis, Michigan to Ohio State.
Hey, that was listen. As seemingly the only person who liked Ted Ginn at the time, special moments to me for sure. And he ended up having like a pretty decent career, you know.
Yeah, he did. He was in the league for almost a decade, if just about, and was productive, but just like 7th overall pick, you want a little more.
100%. Not 7th overall pick productive, but productive nonetheless. Another name that was very special to me, Olindo Mare. I'm not sure if he still is the points leader, but I know definitely at one point was. Greg Camarillo,
a cup of coffee with the Saints,
and arguably one of the most important lowlights in Dolphins history, preventing us from being winless potentially.
Wayne Huizenga crying in the suite.
What a life! What a life! Hey, listen, Jason Taylor kissing the ground. Me personally, as a fan, then celebrating as if we were undefeated when actually it was quite the opposite. So, and then we have a dishonorable mention here. Jeff Ireland.
He's still there.
He's still there currently, and I just don't like his face.
Did you mention Ricky Williams, or was I not listening?
No, these are all the honorable mentions.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Now that we got all those losers out of the way. Did I say Dan Campbell? If not, Dan Campbell's honorable mention as well. These are our top 5 members of both the Dolphins and Saints. Number 5, Teron Armstead.
Mm.
Solid, but always injured. Reggie Bush coming in at number 4.
Very underrated Dolphin.
His first 1,000-yard season came as a member of the Dolphins. And I felt like when we moved on from him, I felt like it was too soon. I thought he was a great Dolphin. I had a 22 Bush jersey. This third one here, I realize now that the reason I didn't mention him with the honorable mentions because I had him here in third. Dan Campbell, even though I just mentioned him a few minutes ago. I just think that the one game that Dan Campbell won down here, the toughness was just through the roof, dude. And I know that he's probably I can't say he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach yet. He hasn't won the big one. But I think he's one of the more highly regarded coaches, and I think that's going to continue. And one day we're going to be like, we could have had that guy.
Yeah, but like people forget that he still went to New Orleans and was an assistant there for a handful of years before he got another head coaching job. So it's not like there were teams knocking on the door to hire him as a head coach right after that Dolphins stint. People seem to forget that little gap in between him being hired by the Lions and leaving the Dolphins.
Yeah, 100%. It's just like, I don't know. It's as a Dolphin fan, you think anytime they leave, it's always for success. It just always happens that way, unfortunately. But yes, you're right. There was that stint there. Now coming in at number 2, Ricky Williams. Got Ricky Williams coming in at number 2.
If Ricky's number 2, I am very much looking forward to seeing who's number 1.
Yeah. Now let me tell you a little bit more about this top 5 double dip here, in which how it always ends. For example, I did the top 5 double dip for the Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat, and I did Jimmy Butler and a few other names, but number 1 was Michael Jordan. And then one may say he never played for the Miami Heat, and my response to that was, well, then why the hell is his jersey hanging in the rafters? So that's just a bit of insights into this top 5 double dip, which will probably upset you because, again, just to recap the list, number 5, Teron Armstead. Number 4, Reggie Bush. Number 3, Man Campbell. Number 2, Ricky Williams. And number 1, Drew Brees. Drew Brees, baby. Drew Brees.
I thought I was going to get like an Eli Apple there as a wacky.
Oh, man. Now, if I said that, Leroy would call in on his day off and attempt to break my kneecaps because of how much he hates Eli Apple. But yeah, the number 1 obvious answer is Super Bowl champion, Drew Brees.
Here's the thing, though. We all know that if Drew Brees came down here, his shoulder would have never healed. Dante Culpepper would have gone to New Orleans. His knee would have been phenomenal. And the exact same thing would have happened, but in reverse. We all know that, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Yeah, that is. And you know what? The most important of all is I wouldn't have gotten front row tickets to a Dolphins game that Dante Culpepper provided me one time.
Wow.
He's a very nice gentleman.
And he wore a chain with a diamond pepper on it.
Swag. Hey, you want to talk about, Brittany was talking earlier about that's when we were good country, when we used to camp outside of Best Buys in circuit cities. You know when we were good country? When we had swag in our sports. When people were walking around with diamond-plated chili peppers. Now what do we have? Huh?
Oh, look at Joe Burrow wearing a weird hat.
Oh, that's great. Everyone's high fashion. No. I want a jersey that's backwards and gold in my mouth. When we come back, final segment of the show for us, but lucky for you, you have 4 hours total if you've been listening to us for the last 2, or if you're just joining us, a little bit more than 2 hours left of Appel as Solana will join him next. Then after that, we got some hockey. We got the Panthers in action against the Flames. Brittany producing that. Guys, Brittany producing
I sure am.
Oh, yeah.
I just do it all.
Yeah, we're going to need you for everything possible. You're going to be there tomorrow too, right?
I sure am.
Ooh, get a life.
I know, right? I don't have a life.
No. Well, and this time it'd be perfect time for me to say I am thankful for you, Brittany. How about that?
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, final segment of the Tobin and Leroy show. We'll find out who or what is dead to me.
You're dead to me.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Final segment on a Friday, which means it is time for one thing and one thing only. You're dead to me. I will start things off as you take note of all the things that you are thankful for during this time. It also highlights the things that you have overcome or may have moved past. My dead to me goes to my old life. And usually I don't get this deep. Usually I say things like honey mustard from Chick-fil-A or something like that. But in this specific sense, I would say my old life for one very big reason. If you are for some reason only listening and not joining us on our lovely YouTube or Twitch, this will be an opportunity for you to join us at 1043 WQAM, as I am going to play a video obtained here from Only Indade's social media page that, as you can see, shows a very chaotic scene outside of the Hard Rock Guitar casino, where there's maybe about 20 to 30, maybe even more police vehicles and police running through the streets, as two shootings occurred just across the street at a club called Ghost Bar and a alleyway just adjacent to that bar. Now, the significance of that is about 5 to 6 months ago, I made the choice to move my family to a better situation. And I actually lived in that same exact spot where that shooting occurred. And not only that, I say my old life prior to having my son, I probably would have wanted to go out on a Thanksgiving night, as I have multiple times, and that probably would have been a place that I frequented. So with that being said, maybe 2 years ago, I probably would have been there. Not saying anything would have happened to me or harmed me in any way, but I fast forward 2 years now, and after making a conscious decision to do better for myself and my family, now don't even have to worry about it. Didn't even have to worry about it at all. And now I see this crazy video of all this police activity and can say, you know what? I'm sorry to anything, anyone and anything that may have happened bad yesterday, but I'm definitely happy to be not in that situation. So therefore, that life, you're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
Appel, do you have anything or anyone that you would like to proclaim dead?
Yeah, and it's less serious than that one. I'm glad that you have made that decision. So
yeah,
good on you. Okay. People who suggest John Gruden for every single head coaching option and opening in 2025, dead to me. Stop wanting the Dolphins to bring in John Gruden. I'm a USF guy.
Yeah.
There have been reports that the USF head coach is potentially going to take the Arkansas head coaching job. And being that John Gruden is based in Tampa, everybody wants John Gruden all of a sudden.
No.
Here's how many winning seasons John Gruden has had since he was a head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2008. 0. 4-12, 7-9, 8-8, and then he was fired 5 games in to the 2021 season with the Raiders. Never coached in college. This guy has had the league pass him by. I don't understand. Let him stay on the internet making videos. Enough of John Gruden. Anybody who hires John Gruden for a head coaching job in 2025 for a 2026 season should lose their job immediately.
Wow.
By default. Because you know how that's going to end? With Gruden getting fired in 3 years.
Damn. What a reality check.
Over it. Dead to me.
You know what? I was sipping the Kool-Aid before you brought out those facts, man. Because at a certain point, Mike McDaniel seems warm, and I was like, hell, John Gruden.
Gruden has made the playoffs once since 2005, twice since they won the Super Bowl in 2002. He has, you ready? Since they went 12-4 and won the Super Bowl in 2002, this is 23 years ago.
Oof.
He has one season with more than 9 wins.
Jesus.
And people want that.
Wow. Why was I convinced he was good?
He's a great on TV, great personality.
That's why.
Mediocre coach.
Damn. That was strong.
Thank you.
Brittany?
Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up.
That was good.
Mine is not as intense, and it's about Thanksgiving. The people, listen, I am somebody who absolutely hates when my food touches, right? So Thanksgiving is a really tough holiday for me because they only give me one plate.
All right.
And I'm trying to put all my fixings on there.
Yes.
And I don't have enough room to not have my food touching. So yesterday I decided to grab 2 plates, and everybody was like, "Oh, wow. You're really eating a lot there, aren't you?" I said, "First off, there's small portions and nothing is touching." So, you know what's said to me is like this normalization that like we have to have our food touching. And if you mix your food on Thanksgiving, you're dead to me. That's disgusting. I don't want my sweet potatoes touching my mac and cheese. I don't want my regular mashed potatoes touching my stuffing. I don't want it touching. Give me a toddler plate and I'd be so happy. So yeah, you're dead to me if you judged me for getting 2 plates on Thanksgiving because I don't want my food touching. Thank you.
Wow. I may have a solution for you. And I saw this recently as someone who was giving it away as takeout containers. You know, the little muffin, foil muffin things that are like 6 compartments?
Yeah, that's what I need.
You got to bring your own plate.
I really do. I'm going to start bringing a toddler plate. I'm serious.
That's it.
I'm going to need it because everybody judges me. And I'm just like, oh, you're eating quite a lot there. So it's not a lot. I just don't want my food to touch.
That's fair. But I completely get it. Sometimes I do like a little guilty touch when like I don't want to admit it when it does it. You know, like when my eggs touch my syrup, I'm like, I don't want to drown it in syrup. But if little eggs touch my syrup, talk about breakfast.
You're the problem.
Sure,
you are the problem.
Okay, that's fair. That is a fair assessment. But I will say in regards to like this turkey or Thanksgiving, just about Thanksgiving, I do have one more dead to me nominee. This whole feeding the players turkey on the field after the game, it's never good. It's always like gross. I gotta watch them like
the wrong opinion.
Oh, you want it? You want them to?
Oh yeah.
Do you see the disgust that Joe Burrow had yesterday when they fed him?
Maybe my problem isn't that they're doing it. Maybe my problem is the quality of the turkey every time. That they just have like this disgust. It's never good.
You would have missed out on the long snapper for the Bengals going to town on that turkey leg after Evan McPherson made 6 field goals. All right. I mean, that is what Thanksgiving football and the post-game turkey legs are all about.
I did see CeeDee Lamb just like holding the leg. I don't know if I ever saw him bite it. Jamar Chase, his review of the turkey it's not bad, but I think that was him being nice. I saw a security guard getting in on some of the turkey, but I just think these guys deserve can I get a little steam off of that turkey or something like that? It looks a little chewy.
Let's put the beef tenderloin out there for post.
Let's get some beef tenderloin.
I'll be on your side.
There you go. That's what they need, the beef tenderloin.
That is a good point. Now, before we get out of here, I want to say thank you, Josh, for joining us. I know you have 2 more hours ahead of you, so thank you for powering through with us, man.
Of course, it was fun.
Brittany, thank you for producing for us. I had no idea. I was under the assumption that I was supposed to be producing and hosting, so when I found out that you were available for this and you made the time for it, couldn't thank you enough, for sure.
I got your back always, my friend.
I know you have a long day ahead of you. I know both of you guys will still be on these airwaves moving forward. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. For those who may be listening, if you're working, enjoy the rest of your workday as well. If you're home and off and you're listening to us, get a life. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you guys as well. Tobin and Leroy return on Monday with J Fig at full force. Solana, Appel, and maybe Jimmy. I saw him in the studio bothering. So, there he goes. There goes
Jimmy.
Which, by the way, kicked my ass in fantasy football recently. He had the best game I've ever seen anyone have.
Big week for Jimmy. The big 4-0. I mean,
come on.
Time of his life.
No one's living better than Jimmy. You can hear more about it next. Hockman, Crowder, Solana, featuring all of your favorites on WQAM.
If I was ever in the same room as Myles Garrett, I'd put my arms up and say, uppies?
Start digging in your butt, twin.
Shut up, Marco.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Dolphins, Canes, Heat, Panthers, and more with Tobin and Leroy and a dash of J-Fig, plus a good amount of silly sauce.
I really need that silly sauce.
Enjoy it